Hey everyone, how you all doing out there? All righty. Okay, so um, originally, and put this other back up here. I was just going to call it "Beware the Electrical Octopus," but because of as I was digging again into it, and it said, "Oh, I keep adding this, adding that," I expanded it a little bit more, a little bit to so it's more than just it's basically electrical, but we're going to touch on some fire issues as well because hey, I don't want anybody having a fire during the Christmas season here. All right, so we'll let that set for a second, and we'll say hello to everybody in here.
Our treasure home
And
stepped in.
okay, Michael 58, then Courtney at Wide Family Farm, and Kaylin Strains in the house.
Yep.
David's Mule Train Homestead, Jake Jacobs, our treasured home. And those are the ones that are chit-chatting. There are more out there lurking in the background. Drops Family Garden is here. And there's a couple more according to the numbers that are out there just watching and listening. All right. And we also got RG Homestead.
Hi, RG.
Yeah. All right. So tonight is really all about safety for you. And that's why I'm wearing my Community Emergency Response Team hard hat, because this is basically a lot of what I'm going to be going over here is what I taught at the CERT classes. So this is what we're going to be going over. Hey, Tim. Got Tim Fergal from Idaho. All right, so let's look at some of the stuff here, and let's see what sort of mess are we talking about. Yeah, this is all kind of nice and neat, but it got too many strips attached to too many other strips. Piggybacking, yeah, it's still a mess.
Yep.
And yeah, what people do with extension cords and how they stack them all up, it's ugly. Hey, Teresa. Hey, Lee. Springfield Ridge Farm is in the house. All right. And, you know, if everybody notices, these plug receptacles are a little bit different. Hey, this is Europe does the same thing. They do the stupid thing of piling on all the things. And then they have some really stupid ones here. This is another European plug. Let's see. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, too many in there. Yeah, that's definitely what a hot mess, Kaylin. All right. You get ready to stick your finger in there. I'll get the wet sponge to damp down your hair after it catches on fire.
Oh, yeah. Now, remember, folks, if you do stuff like this, check your insurance, because this is not a real electrical fire. This is man-made, and they will take you to court on this.
Yeah, they will use that as an excuse not to pay.
Correct.
All right, and okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 into this plug. And then, of course, let's see, we got 2 plugs here. And how many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and a couple going off the far side, too.
And that's from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I figured everyone would remember that one. All right. Now, here is a more subtle problem. We got the what we used to call zip cord or lamp cord type extension cord running underneath the carpet. And what it does, it causes this problem underneath. The cord gets rolled, it gets kinked, it gets broken, it gets brittle, and suddenly have wires exposed, and you get a little spark and a burn underneath the rug. Not good.
Nope.
Now, we got a bunch of cartoon ones here. So it says you also got to watch out for the frayed wires. too many overloaded. Oh, good point. If your toast gets stuck in the toaster, unplug it before you start sticking the knife in there to get it out. Now, some of these, we saw some of the ones later on, the resolution is crappy on them, but I got the best ones I could. Yeah, remember, avoid the octopus, guys. Yeah. Once again, don't put anything into appliances. Don't plug anything into the walls. Don't overload the plugs. The receptacle outlets, you know. And just because it's a good idea, remember, turn off the lights when you leave a room. Let the wall circuit cool down. And you're going to unplug, use the plug itself. Don't pull on the cord. Like I said, the printing on some of these is but yeah, don't let kids play. Teach them electrical safety at an early age. And if there's a lightning storm outside, don't hop in the shower, because back in the day, and it was true with this house until I fixed it, they had the ground wire tied onto the water lines.
And let's
They used the water lines to ground the electrical system.
Right. And let's say hello to Mary Beth, who snuck in.
And Kyle. Yep. Hey, guys. And next one here is, yeah, once again, watch out for the frayed ones, or in this case, the animal chewed ones. As a side note, our cat used to chew the wiring to my speakers. I had to replace the wiring practically weekly. I had to get one of those big old heavy shrouds and put over it.
I forget which Christmas movie was Christmas with the Cranks, I think. And everybody's smiling. What's barbecuing? And it was the cat chewed through the electrical.
Yeah. So, yeah. And just, stuff rubbing across it, abrasions can wear through the extension cords. And now we've got the Christmas octopus. Jeez. And here's how everyone goes. Everyone, I know there's going to be someone out there saying, but we got LED lights on ours. Those use hardly any voltage at all. Yeah. In comparison, light per light. Whereas before, when I grew up, we put about 75 of along the lights. We had put at the maximum 75 lights on the tree. And that's with those little 4-volt lights, like a night light size. Well, you put about the strings of LEDs now have 100 lights each, and you put 5 or 6 strings on there, you got the same draw as the old stuff we used to put on the trees, the 75 of the other ones. So yeah, you can still burn down a tree with LED lights by overheating the electrical plugs on them. And they read the instructions on your electrical lights, guys, because it'll most likely say do not connect more than 3 strands in a line. They had Stringfield Ridge said they had a dog chew on one of theirs once. Ooh. Yeah.
Rabbits.
Bunnies. All right. Next one here is, because this is what happens when you get too many things plugged in. And if the little circuit breaker on the end down here doesn't work right, it doesn't trip, and everything goes.
And on the circuit breakers like these, make sure it's up to date. Old ones will pass away.
Yeah.
With you in it, like this.
Yeah. Yep. And here is your wall outlet catching fire. Now, I want to point out on this one, this is not special effects on this. I've actually seen videos where they were filming wall sockets going up, and the vapors coming off the heat from behind on the receptacle portion going up. puts off vapors all around it. You'll get these funky flames when it ignites all over it like lighter fluid.
Right. That's why they have the little boxes behind there. In the old days, they didn't have the boxes.
Yeah.
And
That
those
was
you have
bad.
to replace because what happens is that hot vapor goes into the wall instead of being trapped in the little outlet box. And like that, that's your whole wall doing that.
Oh, Kaylin uses battery-powered LED lights. Woohoo! All right. Kaylin just got 5 bonus points. And this is what it looks like behind the wall. Now, what can actually cause some to sometimes, if one of these screws is slightly loose, you can get arcing and it's going to heat up and it'll cause a fire back there when you put the full load onto the receptacle. Because you can count all your wattage. Okay, so we've got 120 volts, 15 amp circuit. That means I can put 1,600 and so many watts on there. And if you have the wiring's not done right, or they use aluminum wire, you've lost 20% of your safety margin right there, and it goes.
Right. And also on the outlets, make sure you get the best ones on the market and it's rated for higher voltage, because if you get a cheap outlet, this will happen if you overload it.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
And Robert's in the house.
Yeah. And so, yeah, it's very good there. Drops on how to do it. Robert Moore is in here. Okay, so let's take the next one down here. Now, if you're running stuff outdoors and you're connecting extension cords together, use a waterproof connector cover. And make sure you don't overload your circuits to the outside either.
Remember, if you string your house wrong, guess what you're doing to your house?
You're making it a
flaming pianta.
Yeah. I'm just reading some of the comments here. All right. Okay. Also put GFCI outlets in the bathroom and the laundry. Yes. Very good. Well, at least your houses aren't like this thing here was. There was so much pin and tube wiring. And if you don't know what pin and tube wiring is, basically you got 2 separate wires. They're not all wrapped together in a nice one. There's one wire that has a little plastic on it and it's cloth wrap. Another one that has one wire, plastic, and cloth wrap. And those are your 2 wires. There's no ground wire. And where it goes from, like in the attic, where it goes from rafter to rafter, if it's on the end, that's a pin sticking out that it goes through. And if it goes through a wall, through any studs, they got a ceramic tube that it gets stuck to. That's why it's called pin and tube wiring.
Yep. Or
very dangerous.
Gil, remember those spool things where they loop the wire on the little ceramic spool?
Yeah, well, that's yeah. Then they do that too. Yeah, that's the pin. They can wrap it around it, or they can just do it and twist on it. So yeah, but yeah, part of this house was done that way. And with pin and tube wiring, you don't know which one's the neutral wire and which one's the hot wire.
Right, folks. And that was outlawed in the 1930s after how many fires?
Too many.
Yeah.
Way too many. Okay. So also out there on your outside lighting for your yard and your Christmas decorations and stuff, make sure all the cords are UL listed, all weather, all the lighting, just lost it here, fixtures. Make sure that the outdoor weather fixtures that are made to go outdoors in the rain, make sure everything's proper. Otherwise, you'll have shorts and you could have a fire outside.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Now, everyone, if you go to www, E as in Edward, S as in Sam, F as in Frank, I as in India.org, they got some really cool posters and stuff you can get for teaching family members about it. And here's another one by them too. What I like about this one here is specifically, you see the discoloration around here. Some of your old type plate covers will start, as if the unit is getting hot, will start changing colors. They'll start yellowing.
Yeah,
and that's a sign to look for.
Right, it's called cooking.
Yeah, and then you also need, if you get lights flickering all the time and stuff, it means that circuit has too many receptacles on it, and when they're all drawing, it's drawing too much, and it's causing problems. So, okay, Drops has a good suggestion here. If you have outlets older than 20 years, he suggests you replace them, and it's not that hard to replace them. Just got to make sure you know what you. Yeah, there are some great books out there. I would recommend the Reader Digest Complete Handyman book. I've shown it several times here. It's on Amazon. That's that. When I was a youngin', that's what my mom got me, and I learned on that. I studied that book front and backwards, and I learned all my stuff.
Do not use YouTube. I've seen too many mistakes, and you
Yeah.
don't want to be found dead before Christmas with a screwdriver in your hand and this horrible look on your face.
Yeah. All right. Next one here. And this one is by SHSA. And so, and they even have a YouTube channel as well. As a safety company, theirs might be okay to watch, but they have all the stuff. And one of the important things here, which I really put this one here specifically to remind me, if you have a 3-prong plug and it's got the ground here on it, and you're trying to plug it into a 2-prong one, don't cut this off. There are special adapters that you get to do that.
And don't get the cheap adapters either from Dollar Tree. Go to Lowe's or
Home Depot or Ace Hardware.
Right, because those cheap ones, they will catch on fire if you get it. If you're
halfway warm.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Once again, talk about some safety just besides just electrical. Don't have your tree too close to the fireplace. Don't have garland above the fireplace across the mantle area. If you have candles, make sure their holders are steady and well balanced so they don't fall over.
And Tibor's in the house.
Hey, Tibor. And Drops is making another joke. He trusts everything from Dollar Tree.
Oh, yeah, right.
All right, so the next one here, similar as well. Yeah, just because you make room for your tree, don't put the furniture in front of the fireplace, because the radiant heat can cause problems for that. All right. Oh, we got a Christmas tree fire. Yes, guys, we have videos coming up. So nobody drop out. We have some videos, some very serious videos that are filmed by ST.
Right.
National Institute of Standards and Technology, a part of the Department of Commerce. And so those will be coming up here shortly.
Also, before that goes, what was next to the tree on the bottom right there?
Oh, down here, next to the presents. Space heater.
Yeah. You don't put a space heater near
Okay.
Gifts that wrapped in flammable items or a tree. Yeah. It causes the tree to dry out and maybe by chance spark one of those gifts.
Yeah. We talked about space heaters last week or a week and a half ago. Yeah, space heaters. Definitely, you have to follow the 3-foot rule on those. You don't have them closer than 3 feet to any flammable item. All right, and you don't put any towels over the oil-filled ones. You know, think, oh, let's see if it's oil-filled. You know, put it over there. Try to dry damp towels out because they'll dry out, and then they'll start smoking, and then they'll burst into flames.
Right.
All right, so once again, I got Christmas presents for you guys. down in the comment section, or not the comment, the about section, there is the link to get this coupon, which is good till the end of the year for a free flashlight, and good for this weekend. It was good today, tomorrow, and Sunday, 25% off at Harbor Freight.
And let's say hello to WD, who stuck into the house.
Hey, WD. Yeah, you're right. I'm wearing my, not just a hard hat, WD, I'm wearing my Community Emergency Response Team hat. All right, so, and that's that for that portion of it. Now, I got another slideshow here. Let me bring it up here with some more information here for you. I just got to switch over it. And where is it here? There's that one.
While Gil's doing that, I'll tell everybody, you should have had your electrical check with the plugs. You should have updated your insurance. If you use any outlet with, like the octopus, you will not get paid if they catch you, because that's a big no-no. If your house catches on fire with one of those octopus we saw earlier in the thing, you won't get paid, and you might get sued by your insurance company.
Yeah. All right. All righty. Excellent here. Okay, it's got there. And all right, here we go. All right, so this is part of the CERT course I taught. This is when I was working at Homeland Security. I was also the vice chair of the C8, which is the Contra Costa Counties Cities Citizen Council CERT Committee. And at the time, I was also the director of the Martinez CERT program. Yes, I wore many hats that year. The following year, I handed off the vice chair to somebody else, and I had someone else trained to take over that. But also, so the CERT program, let me skip forward to the proper things. We're going to skip some of the things here, talking about earthquakes in California, fires, wildfires. But here we go. Important, everyone listen. 3 main causes of fire are men, women, and children. 3 things doing something stupid. Example, Emmett knew he made a mistake asking Ruben to fire up the car. Yeah. All right, guys, here's some sobering statistics from 2005. Every 80 seconds, there is a residential fire in the United States. Most fires occur at night. Why do you think that most residential fires occur at night? Space heaters.
And that goes for also the propane ones too.
Yeah.
You have to follow the 3-foot rule. Electrical is the worst because you have 2 outlets for fire. You have the space heater itself and the outlet. And you have to be careful with the outlet, because if you do not have it on the long things, you put things in it, it's a circuit break. I'm having one of those moments, Gil. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
If you don't have that on it, and do not use an extension cord on a space heater.
Yeah.
That will heat up the cord, and you just torch the whole house.
Yeah. One of the big problems with the space heaters, people want it farther away than what the cord is from the outlet, so they get one of those little thin what we call zip cord extension cords, and it's a lighter duty cord than the cord for the space heater. You know, like they use like a 16 gauge extension cord when they should be using a 12 gauge extension cord. Yes, right. The lower the number, the bigger the gauge. All right, continuing on. 96% of all fire deaths occur in the home. 5,500 people die a year from home fires.
Reason why? They don't have your fire detector. They forgot to change the battery, and they don't have a carbon monoxide detector.
Or it fires at night and they're asleep. Then here's an interesting point. I'm going to do a comparison here, guys. So every 20 seconds, every 20 seconds, a fire department is responding to a fire somewhere in the nation. So every 20 seconds, they're responding to some sort of fire. But every 80 seconds, one of those fires is a residential. So that means that 25% of the fires are residential fires, and the other 75 are car, field, whatever, in industrial buildings. So 25% of the fires are residential, and 96% of all fire deaths occur in the home. So 96% of all deaths are caused by 25% of the fires. Nationwide, there was a civilian fire death every 123 minutes. That's 2 hours and 23 minutes. There's a fire death. Okay, let me go on to this. Okay. Another pop quiz, guys. I want everyone, I'm going to make this big here for them. There are 9 things wrong in this picture, or unsafe things, but to me that's wrong because they're unsafe. 9 things wrong in here. Can you guys pick them out? So you got 9 things here. I'm going to give you guys a minute. Oh, WD, yes. I just don't have the updates. That's the last time I pulled the fire stats because I was teaching the course. But they had gone up from 2003 to 2004 to 2005. So I expect they've been going up every year. And especially with this year, with everything going on, people are going to try to put more lights, add more cheer to try to brighten their home because of what's going on. And you're going to see more problems.
Right. And also that covers.
And no WD, no shotgun in the corner is not something wrong. Okay, let's see what we got here. We got the newspaper. Yep. And we have no cage in front of the fire. Yep. All right, so I'm going to go through this here while everyone's looking at it. I'm going to start on the left-hand side, over here. And the first thing is right here. You got matches laying out, a box of matches out here that kids can play with. That's number 1. Number 2, let's follow this extension cord. Whoa, it goes underneath the carpet. That's number 2, a cord going under an apartment. Yep, David, you're right. That cord goes on over. It plugs into an octopus here. You got an octopus here in the wall. But let's back up here. As it goes under this nice fluffy carpet, we got a newspaper sitting on the fluffy carpet up onto the hearth of the fireplace. So that's so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. That's number 4. The number 5 is actually this fluffy carpet itself right in front of a fireplace. Not a good thing to have. The grate is not in front of the fireplace. I'm losing count here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7 is the dried vegetation from the flowers up here not being kept watered and drying up and becoming a problem. You got a hairbrush up here on top of the mantle that is made of wood and bristles that can catch on fire. And the 9th one is, look at the size of that fire. That's way too big for that fireplace. All right, guys. So, I got something popping up here. Let me go and put that out of the way. Okay. All right. So, yeah, a lot of little things here can cause a big problem for you.
Yeah, most damper controls are usually inside the fireplace or on the bottom near the grate, but it depends on the model of the fireplace too.
Yeah. Well, the damper control usually, like all the ones we had, we'd have to take the hook thing, reach up in there, and pull it to do it. None of the fireplaces we ever had one when it was out in front.
Right. I know some places in Japan, they have one, it's unlike the hook, they have a lever that you unhook the damper. Yeah. But most places in America still use the English system where you have the metal rod with the hook. You go reach up and pull it down.
Yeah. All right. So, guys, I got some sobering videos here for you. All right, let me see if I can get these in the right order here. Okay, so we're going to go with this one here first. Let me pause it here and get it ready to go. Okay, so this is from the National Institute of Standards and Technology. The tree on the left has been watered for the last month. The tree on the right has not been watered for a month being in the house. So basically they put the tree up, Thanksgiving Day, and now we're getting up here on Christmas. So, and by the way, these timers are in the room with you got fireproof insulation wrapped around the timers. So let's go ahead and start this. And your fires are starting in the trees there from like a broken light bulb or whatever, or a shorted string of lights. And as you can see, we're at 15 seconds and your smoke detector is no longer working. It's been burnt down on the tree on the right. The tree on the left, with the smoke coming up here, the smoke detector would be working and be sounding and waking you up. On the right, it's too late. That fire is putting out so much smoke, and all the smoke being put out, you're not seeing it because this is this is a little cubby hole thing. It's in the in a warehouse type thing, and so you have at 50 seconds, the main tree is gone. And because this is an open cubby in a warehouse, in their testing warehouse, it didn't generate the amount of heat normally you would see. But so I'm going to go ahead and stop it there at 1 minute. And let's go on to the next one here. All right, this same thing on this one here, only this is in a more enclosed room. All right, and so it's going to have, and there's the fire starting down at the bottom. Watch the smoke level up at the ceiling up here. You see that smoke level? The temperature in that smoke level is over 1,000 degrees.
And also toxic, folks.
Very toxic. Now watch what happens to the lampshade as it gets enveloped in it. It just burst into flame, melted, and dropped. Now, all of you have been watching, the bunny over here is leaning back a little bit more as the back of it melts and is pulled into the fire. Now we're hitting coming around 40 seconds. We're getting a fire tornado going. Look at that bad boy go. Yeah.
And have you ever seen the movie Backdraft? That's what it looks like.
Yeah. All right. Now, this next video is 2 videos in one. It's a poor quality one but it was the best we could get at the search program. It has that first one in it, so I'm going to skip the first bit here. So yeah, we're skipping that first video. And we're going to start up with this one. This one here, let me pause it, is a cigarette ignited living room fire in the crack of the couch. So they're going to set off the igniter here, and it will act like a real fire does when it flames up, because you get all the cigarette sits there smoldering. It heats up all the material of the couch and puts off vapor, and then it ignites. So you get a puff up and then it dies down just like this. So watch this. Now, in Contra Costa County, where I used to live, it took 3 minutes from the time the fire department got a call in optimal response time to get to a house. That's from the time they get the call. Now, this had a ceiling installed fire smoke detector that was hooked up to like your burglar alarm, where it would automatically make the call to the fire department. It'd probably be making the call around about 45 seconds into this. With the amount of smoke that's coming up here, it might be doing this as early as 30 seconds, pinging and calling the fire department, because that's putting out some smoke there. And you're starting to get some smoke up there. So you can probably call the fire department now. So it's going to be 3 minutes before the fire department gets here to save this living room. So this is getting... Now, these couches are also not modern couches. These are old. And these are like 60s couches. And I'll show you, we'll be able to show you why here. when the synthetic covering on these couches starts melting and peeling back, you'll see the cotton wrap they used to have inside of it. And when I was growing up, it was cotton wrap over horsehair, and those couches hardly ever burnt. Those were hard to get going. But even later on, we had cotton over the foam rubber, and it slowed down fires. But nowadays, you don't have the cotton in there at all. It's just the synthetics over the foam rubber.
On leather couches, unless you got lots of money, if they're hard to find, it's pleather. And pleather burns like that.
Yeah, but real leather won't burn. Hardly at all. Now, you can't hardly see it here, but right along in here, the bright white right there where my mouse cursor is, as the stuff's peeling back, that's the cotton underneath that's not burning, and the synthetics is dripping down, and that's what's burning from. Most of the flame here is from down below on the seat cover coming up. You see, it's where it had been dripping on. You got an open spot here where it's not burning, where it's peeling back. Now, there goes the lampshade there. Now the curtains are going to drop here in a second. And this smoke up here is hot and toxic.
Right.
And see, it just dropped from the heat and it ignited. Once it got down to air, it ignited because there's so much, there's no oxygen up here at all. Now watch over on the right side. You can see where this couch here is, right here where the cursor is. It's starting to split. When this line of smoke gets down to the couch, the heat here will cause the couch, the synthetic material on the couch, to combust. But right now it's starting to peel away, exposing the see it's peeling away, exposing the cotton wrap inside. And there went the flames. So we're at 3 minutes. So we got about another 20 or so seconds before the fire department can show up. And there goes your little firestorm coming out from that room into the next room of the house.
And it's catching the building on fire.
Yeah. And it's burning the drywall off of the paper off the drywall, the sheetrock. So it's burning the paper off. Okay, so the fire department showed up, and here they come in here to put it out.
And notice, folks, they're all wearing breather tanks. You do not want to inhale that stuff.
Yeah, that stuff is some really nasty stuff there. All right. So those are those. Now I'm going to jump back to this one here, the Boise Fire Department. I'm not going to play the sound. I'm just going to show you a clip out of it from what Uncle Al was talking about last week about turkey fires. He's talking about turkey fryers and stuff. So here we go. They got the turkey fryer. They are putting a fully frozen turkey in here. I'm going to show you, talk about what's bad for an example. I see the flames start flowing up here and everything else. Well, you put that frozen turkey in there now that's cooling the oil down, and see the oil, the fire started to diminish as the oil temperature dropped dramatically. So if that was a fully thawed or just partially frozen turkey, all this oil coming off the front here would be bursting into flames. So because that was totally frozen, it cooled the oil off too much.
Right. And
for a good demonstration.
Fry a turkey. You put the turkey in the pot first. Do not turn on the fire. That rig the fire department used, that's the rig I use, except for the metal pole. But you lowered the turkey first in, you add the oil, and everything's set and everything's done. You check the temperature of the oil. If it's too cold, you don't cook the turkey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so what it means by putting the turkey in first, wrap the turkey in a garbage bag, put it in there, and fill the oil up so you're not overfilling the oil. And that's what one people's make a big problem. They feel, oh, I'll fill it 3/4 full. That's good. Well, they only need to fill it 2/3, and now it's going to overflow. So you want to wrap your turkey in a plastic bag, put it in the pot, fill the oil up to where it needs to be, pull the turkey out, shake it off, pull the bag off, throw the bag away, and then wait for the oil to get up to temperature.
The pot.
Yeah, and like the fireman was saying at the beginning, 350 degrees is what you want your oil to. You don't want it at 425. because then it starts smoking, and that the smoke is actually vapors that can catch fire very easily.
Right. And my friend's still repairing his garage since last Thanksgiving when it was on fire, and 2 fire trucks are out there. And you can't chuck the turkey in. That doesn't work either.
Oh yeah, there was one video I was going to show that's out there. If you just Google turkey fryer fires of videos, there's one at the end. They have a bigger pot going, and they have it hooked up on a pole line, and it drops 3 feet into the water, and it is a huge, like a 15-foot diameter fireball that comes off that sucker. But there's somewhere they're showing it, putting a partially frozen one next to the garage, and it spills out. Big fireball catches the garage on fire. There are some interesting ones out there.
Oh yeah, and those idiots who think I'll just put a cover it with a garbage can. I don't think, Gil, you have the video of that one where the turkey and the garbage can flew over and onto the neighbor's house and caught that one.
I didn't see that one.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, there are a lot of them out there to look at, guys.
Right, because it won't extinguish the fire. All you're doing is building up vapor to shoot the garbage can into your neighbor's roof.
All righty. I'm just catching up on some of the comments here real quick here. Yeah, and just about all couch and chair materials these days, unless you're spending the good money, are synthetics.
Right.
And that's why it's melting.
Right. The good stuff is cotton horsehair. Good for grandpa, good for rich people.
Yep. And you'd be surprised I was hoping to get Scott from Hidden Valley Homestead in here. His second profession he took when he got married. He went into his father-in-law's upholstery business, and he used to do that stuff. And the good reupholsterers still use horsehair and cotton batting for the pads on it. Oh yeah, I remember that saying. White man build big fire, sit way back. Indian build small fire, sit real close. All right. And Kathy put up a great video. There's turkey videos. Yep. All righty. Thank you, Kathy. I didn't see you slide in here. Kathy, Queen of the Mods, is in the house. Yeah, I was hoping that Brett would come in here too. Brett is a fireman down there in Louisiana. I was just hoping he could fire off some of his pet peeves on this. All righty. So I think, dang, have we covered everything already?
I think so. I believe so. We're getting close to the hour. We did 46 minutes on everything. Remember, folks, go over your fire insurance, because it's not 4th of July that causes most of fire insurance claim. It's December until January, because people have candles. We forgot to cover that. People have outdoor lighting.
Mm-hmm. Candles. Yes. Every Christmas, we had a plate that got passed down from my great grandmother, a big, huge plate. And for the 12 days of Christmas, we would burn a dripping taper candle on it, and dripping would all flow down on the plate. And by the time I was 12 years old, it was about 18 inches high, a mound of the wax. And so what we did is we cut it, wrapped my great grandmother's old plate and everything, packed it away. I still have it packed away, and we started a new one off of the top portion of it. But that was so balanced that it didn't fall over. I saw cousins and other people from the other side of the family use these little thin candelabra things, candlestick holders, and put it in there. And something would happen. Someone would bump the table, and their candles started to be all scrambling, trying to clean up the spilt wax and stuff.
The Jewish holiday with the 7 candles, menorahs.
Yeah,
those cause a lot of fire. And WD put up a good one below the turkey video. A lot of country folks has a serious problem on 911 response. If you're way deep in the boonies, like my let's see, I think it's my younger grandfather who lives in America, or is a granduncle. I think granduncle. Keep losing. I got a lot of old Japanese folks I got to keep a track of. He had a heart attack as his house caught on fire. It took him an hour and a half to get to his farm. This is the old days before helicopters and stuff like this. This is back in the 60s. Well, they got there. He was still alive. The house burnt down. The barn's on fire. And he died on the way to the hospital. That's how bad 911 out in the boonies. After that, we all learned fire safety the hard way.
And that's one of the things we looked for when we bought this place. The fire station is 3 blocks south, 3 blocks west, and then another 2 blocks south is the fire station.
Right. And don't be like my fire station at my house that got burned down. Guess what happened to the fire station?
Fire station burnt down.
Yeah, before my house. So who you going to call? Well, they call me because they need people to help to put out the fire station.
Yeah. So there are companies out there that are not affiliated with insurance companies, but they know what insurance companies are looking for that can come through and give you an inspection.
Right. And remember, folks, like WD says, further you out, ambulance companies will take their time because if you're out in the boonies, it wears and tears on their city vehicle. It has to be a special ambulance if you live deep in the woods, or like here, we have Life Flight, and you better have an area cleared for pickup.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have area cleared for helicopter pickup, you're not going to get back here in time.
I'm sorry to be laughing, but I just saw Courtney's comment. Who are you going to call? Ghostbusters. Probably get a better time response.
True. And same thing as sheriffs, too. They could take up to a day because we had trouble with wrestling again. But we told the sheriff to take their time. Yeah. We have it under handle. What happened to them? They fell down.
Yeah. So WD's got a good point here, being way out and stuff. Getting you can get a defibrillator fairly inexpensively nowadays, and it talks you through it. It's got a computer in it, and it tells you exactly what to do step by step, and so it senses what you're doing with everything, and tells you what to do. All righty.
We have 16 people watching, and my phone just died on me.
All right, let's see what else we got here. Candles. Candles. Oh, incense. Some people like to burn incense. And so, that's that's something you got to watch out for, especially when you get preteens, and even some teens do stupid things with incense.
Right.
And also I saw my cousins having a stick fight with incense burning. Trying to, it's like, you idiots. Told my grandmother, she came in there with a big pot of water and threw it on both of them.
Another thing is those little electrical outlets that give off scent. Please be careful and check the outlet because they will overheat. And guess what, Gil? Tell them what happens with those little scent heater things that you plug in.
Oh, those the little ones, because they got oil in them. If they overheat and stuff like that, there's your oil vaporizing, and it's a poof. Yeah. So
then how are you going to explain that to your insurance department? Our house stinks, so we plugged it in.
Yeah. Oh, just stick a finger in each outlet, huh, Courtney?
No, it's really simple. They have what's got AHD training for people. It's $125. Basically, it's a little case. You put tab on one side, put tab on the bottom. Do not give artificial respiration or CPR while the person is on this, because guess what?
If you're touching them when it zaps, you get zapped.
Yeah.
Don't you remember all the TV shows? Clear! That means everybody get clear. He's going to zap them. All right. Yeah, so a WD from Twin Falls, about 2.5 hours. You got I'm 45 minutes north of Pocatello. So I am about 25 minutes from the two regional hospitals, one to the north, one to the south. There's at the fire station around us. There is an ambulance station at the fire station down here.
Right. And if you have like a big field like JW does in his backyard, tell them they can land a life flight helicopter there. They'll put you on board. They'll get you to the hospital faster than a road crew.
Yeah. All right. So my little show here. I'm going to make myself large, Al.
Okay.
All right. So I remember when these first came out, these were like, wow, neat. It's got a screw, so you take off the electrical faceplate, put it in there, and screw it in, and it attaches in it. And this was the neatest thing. And then the new ones, I got one in the wall over here, actually has the circuit breaker on top now, the pop button, and has a LED light saying that the breaker is good, and has one saying that the ground is good. Before this, though, the first thing we had, because our original house that I remember back in 1960 had all the receptacles were 2-prong receptacles, 2-prong. Well, if you want to plug a 3-prong into it, you had to get something like this, and where the this piece here is, so you'd plug it in, and then you put a screw through there into the wall, that held the plate on, and you use that plate to hold this in. And supposedly there would be a ground wire on the back side that was wired to the metal box that went to the ground. That was the first time they started having grounds, because I had too many of just a simple 2-prong receptacle to change out. And then, of course, you have the ones like this now that are all rubber and everything else. But when I came across here, found in an old collection of my mom's, this is a 3-prong, 3-prong, but you plug it in and then you bend it up out of the way so your cords are out of the way. And it's a problem that I've always wondered is, wait a minute, looking at this, I can see how you got one wire coming in this side and one wire coming in that side. Well, maybe the ground wire and neutral wire come in the same side here. Not sure, but this one's always scared me, and that's why I don't use it. I just have it along as a collector's piece.
Okay, and we're back.
Yeah.
And everybody's there. I can't answer hello or hi or anything. But folks, during Christmas, during the holiday season, if you have guests, make sure that whatever electrical devices they bring are rated for your house, because last Christmas and last holidays, my family fried out my electrical system because they plugged everything into every outlet. It's like, I got phones, Uncle Alan. I got electrical games. I got my laptop, my computer. I'm looking at what the hell's that plugged into the wall. Oh, that's for my breathing machine and my air purifier and the little ion generator thing. And I'm looking at them like,
yeah, guys,
what the hell did you do to my... I had so many outlets burned out in my house because they overloaded every outlet. And I have a lot of outlets. Gil knows I put one every 20 feet or less.
Yeah. The fun thing is, when someone starts going, I got to have all this stuff. It's like, no. What you need to do, go out to the country where there's no AC, there's a fireplace for heat, and you only have 4 outlets, and you can't plug any of that crap in because you have important stuff plugged in. Real important stuff. Like the refrigerator. My grandmother was born in 1899 up by Coeur d'Alene, and she told me at the house up there when they finally got electricity, they had 3 outlets.
You want to hear a better story?
And one of the outlets was used just for lights. They strung some extension cords and put up some lights and stuff. And that's all they had on it was just lights. 1 light bulb per room. The other 2 ones, they were reserving them, and then they got a plug-in refrigerator, or a plug-in icebox, she called it. And then they got a plug-in washing machine. And that's what they had for like 15 years. That was all they had up there for 15 years.
Right. When my family got electricity in 1908, it was a real shocker because nobody had it and everybody was still using gas. So all the neighbors came to our farm. They thought the house was burning down.
Yeah.
Because they had 40-watt light bulbs. That was the big thing out in the boonies. You have 40-watt light bulbs? People had their mouths open for days because they
were used to 7-watt and 15-watt light bulbs.
Right. And also they're used to kerosene lamps and gas lamps. So they thought the family farm was on fire. They thought, oh my God, Takahashi's on fire. They got their wagons out there. They had the fire department. And we said, no, we just put in new electrical from PG&E. First time they ever showed up.
Yep. All right. Serious note. Okay, what is he saying? Serious note. Only takes a second to mess up. Last week I was grinding metal spilling sparks on about 5 full gas cans. Yeah, it's like, oh crap! What was I doing? What was I thinking?
That's one Fire Up Friday I don't want to see, WD.
Yeah. All righty, folks. We're coming up on the hour here. So Tuesday, for Tactical Tuesday, we're going to be talking about what do you have for backup power for emergencies only to get by during the wintertime. We're not talking about a big, huge monster generator, okay, whole house generator. We're going to be talking about what do you have planned for backup power for a winter power outage.
Right, we're talking portables.
We're talking small stuff, get you by, maybe 3 or 4 days at a time. We're not talking about the big stuff. We're just talking about, oops, okay, we got to get by. What do we have?
Talking about Generacs or farm generators. I know farm generators because I had a fixed one last week. But none of those. We're talking the portable ones like Gil had. Which video was that for was it Roby or the other one? The yellow pack.
There was the one that had Reed up here talking about the solar generators.
No.
Battery packs.
The one you bought at, I think was.
Okay, the Firman.
Firman, that's
it. From Costco. Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about that as an alternative too, but that's not going to be the focus. We're going to be talking about. Well, you'll see what we'll be talking about. So that'll be at 6 Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, 9 Eastern on Tuesday.
And tell your time trains.
And next Friday night, we're changing time. Stringfield Ridge is moving forward an hour, so we'll be moving forward into their spot. So we're not competing with Pete's Little Homestead at the same time here. So it'll be the same time as on Tuesdays. It'll be on Fridays now. Both will be at the same time. And next Friday is, are you ready for Christmas? And we're going to be talking about other things other than fire and lighting. We'll be talking about possibly food.
Or giving out Christmas boxes.
Yes.
Or making homemade gifts. I still got to figure out not to make this explode.
Yeah. Actually, we kind of were looking at that. Pete wanted to stay where he was at. And so, yeah, if at some point Pete decides he wants to change, he wants to earlier time, hey, no problem with that. But this is what we kind of decided tonight while during the live on Stringfield Ridge. So if Pete decides later on, asks if he wants to swap, then we'll swap. I have no problem with that. So, all righty. So that's what's coming up here. Guys, I'm getting kind of thin on topics here without repeating what I did last year. If you have a topic you would like us to discuss, my email is down in the description at the bottom of it, and it's just really easy. It's it's a Camppatton Family Compound, no spaces, one big long word at Gmail, and send me some suggestions for topics you'd like to see us discuss and go over. And if you'd like to be up here for that topic, we can arrange it for you to come up here. You can use StreamYard really easy, and I can walk you through getting set up. P2E came in. Oh, man.
Just at the end of the show. Make sure,
yeah.
Right. Make sure when you come aboard, you have a headphone or earbud with a microphone, because that's a lot clearer that we can understand you, because sometimes we get people come aboard, but we can't hear them because of the static.
Yeah, or the double feedback. So,
right.
Yes, no problem. We usually, like Al and I were in here a half hour before we went live talking about things, what we're going to do. We can use that time to get anybody that wants to come up here and be here for the full time. We can get you in and help you get set up and everything. All righty. So I think that covers it. We're 2 minutes over, so we're getting out of here, folks. Everyone, stay happy, stay safe, stay prepared,